Nobody wants to come home to Professor Clump. I don't give a how much you love that man or that woman. You want to lay next to Shamu at SeaWorld every night?
What's Shamu's personality? What's Shamu want to take care of me? What am I doing for Shamu?
98% of men are not going out there and going to the gym.
Show me the statistical fact that
you want me to go to work, work a full-time job, come home,
y'all want to equal rights,
clean,
right?
And you just go to work and you come home.
We got equal rights because of the war, you numb nuts.
No, what I'm saying, no, it's like she wants a reward because she goes to work.
How deep are you getting?
You cut me off again after you told me I needed to shut up. You made it clear you didn't want me speaking when you were speaking, so why are you still talking?
Why try to run away from reality?
Because you are taking the opportunity, have invited us out here, chose to just speak negatively about women. That you had the audacity.
Like the nature of the podcast, this is not some stiff podcast, bro. If I'm gonna say what I gotta say, if I say something, a hit dog gonna holler.
It's 50-50. Everything has to go in a full circle of balance because if I met you and you was this size,
keep me stimulated.
All right, no, I'm jumping in now because y'all men.
Oh my God, because I'm waiting for it. Please get down.
Nah, you lost your mind.
Men and women are going to get bigger with time. That's just natural.
Tight.
If you're cooking or I'm cooking and we're working multiple hours and we're eating late at night, we're all going to get big. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to come home to Professor Clump. I don't give a how much you love that man or that woman.
Language.
You still want something because if Professor Clump is 450 and you're 150, like, let's be realistic. You're going to be stimulated, one, by the person because you love them, as everyone says, love or finances, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, you still want them to be physically attractive. You don't want to come home to Shamu, do you? You want to lay next to Shamu at SeaWorld every night?
What's Shamu's personality? What's Shamu want to take care of me? What am I doing for Shamu that makes me?
She said personality of Shamu. That sounds all fine and dandy, but we all know that women and men can be very physical. I think the key is going to be mentality. You don't want to get too far off from where you started at. I get it. We are going to grow. Some people going to gain weight. Some people might lose weight. The key is that you don't want to lose the mentality so that you can still y'all can maintain a certain threshold where we still appreciating each other on the physical side outside of all the other things we do for each other.
Like then Shamu sees you at the beach and you eyeballing these motherfuckers that's 6'6", 5'5", 230, stocky, cut the fuck up. Like
heaven forbid if I have some self-control. Oh my God.
All right.
Self-control is crazy.
All right.
But I'm gonna let Ashley talk because she ain't said much. But I got something to say.
Nothing the whole show except for why did you start the show coming off at us hot and shooting shots? And now that was the fourth one, which is why I was jumping in. And when he told me that I needed to let you continue after y'all just sat here and shot shots for quite a long time. So we're gonna start off. Y'all literally chose violence. And when I jumped in and respectfully asked, yes, you did. So we're gonna start off by first just going over some science things. And when it comes to men and women, at the end of the day, we are biologically different.
That is true.
We are.
Right.
The first 10 years of our lives, we actually grow faster than men. We actually get our height first.
Okay.
You do.
We hit puberty first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We handle chemical changes then, as well as during our entire hormonal growth.
Gotcha.
We get sometimes less than 10 years to deal with those hormonal changes and growth, which honestly don't really actually stop until you're about, I'm going to say pause. I'm not even going to say stop.
Menopause?
No, not that one.
How deep are you getting?
You cut me off again after you told me I needed to shut up when you were speaking. You didn't say shut up. You are correct. But you made it clear you didn't want me speaking when you were speaking. So why are you still talking?
I'm waiting for him.
Let me interject real quick. That's why sometimes when you put women on podcasts, we love them there. I appreciate their input, the perspective, but at the same time, some of them can be emotionally triggered and they can be a little off the rails. You rarely see guys kind of jumping off the rails on podcasts for the most part. It's usually always females for some reason.
Anyway. So
you talking about 30s?
Back on that. No, I'm to be up to about 25 when you start to level out. If you don't have kids, you start to finally level out when you're about 25.
Okay.
Somewhere about 25 to 30.
So you're speaking one with no kids?
I'm just saying, yeah, if you have no kids.
Okay.
If you have kids in between there, yes, you are going to have some fun hormonal changes in growth during that time. Then you don't hit menopause just yet. You go through a pre-menopause stage that women don't actually commonly talk about with men because it doesn't make the hugest impact to their dick. I'm going to be real with you. It doesn't. It does nothing to you. It doesn't have anything to do with whether or not me and you in a relationship are still going to have kids. So honestly, it doesn't matter to y'all. It's not discussed. It is not something that doctors even bring up naturally. So that is another one we have to deal with. So unfortunately, yes, we are learning our bodies. We are going through mental and hormonal changes that a lot of times directly impact our weight, direct our mental ability and our control. It is a continuous growth in during pregnancy. Cell death is actually increased for us, which is why they talk about mom brain. So yes, unfortunately, we go through weight changes.
Some of y'all, not all of y'all.
Let me answer.
Let me say this real quick. I think that's why a lot of men are actually afraid to get into relationships. Just hearing the things that you could tell she's saying that under a place of stress, distress, just emotional, just torment. You could just tell that she would literally just point the finger at you consistently if you were in a serious relationship. That's why a lot of guys kind of avoid it, because we just don't want to deal with the headache anymore. We understand that we different. We both have different roles in society. Just try and pick a good guy. That's all I can say.
All, because everybody doesn't gain mommy weight. Some of them gain it and lose it. So you can't say all.
That we are
That's
smarter
unfair.
than y'all. We are mentally.
That's unfair to say all of y'all.
We are mentally more mature than.
Because everybody that has 2, 3 kids is not built the same, and they're in their 35 and 40, so you can't say all.
Yeah, but some of us have the very slim body type that we can't gain weight. So we're ending up being 65 and we're still slim body, but then that's not what you want either, because there's no ass and titties.
But we're not saying, but I'm just saying, don't say all, not all women. Say some or half.
Everybody has a different body type.
All women go through hormonal changes.
But everybody
that is what I
go
said.
big, or everybody
allow me to
No, I said that can contribute to weight gain. I did not say all women get weight gain like that. That is not what I said. And that tells me you weren't even listening. You were just hoping I said something to trip up so you could just interject yourself. You were not listening to understand. You weren't. You were not listening to understand. You were listening to respond.
Pre-menopause, which I didn't know nothing about. I'm listening like, oh shit. All I knew was menopause. I didn't know about pre. I didn't know nothing.
She is trauma and triggered. That's why she's saying like, oh no, you were waiting to point the finger back at me. That is problematic. You don't want to have to conversate and deal with a woman like that. That's why sometimes on podcasts, ladies, we love y'all being on there, but at the same time, your emotions get too involved because you think it's about y'all when we talking about generalities a lot of the time.
Called perimenopause.
You said something about insecurities.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Try to monitor the word.
I never heard that before. So that's
called perimenopause.
New
your mom went through it.
What's a
your
word for
went
that?
Through it.
Yeah, just watch the words. Like I'm trying to catch
Understand.
up to whatever.
But I had wanted to just at least explain a lot of that to say that, yeah, sometimes we know we are going through changes. We know we can be difficult to understand, and we know we are not the same people. And unfortunately, it's scary and traumatizing for us too.
Mm-hmm.
We have to wake up and look in the mirror and think about your woman not only not seeing the person that she knew a year ago, like physically not seeing that person, but also knowing that she is not mentally that same person. Those days, those weeks, the control she might have had before, she has to actively understand that every time I look in this mirror, I'm probably not seeing the same person.
Buy a cat and die alone. Buy a cat or dog. You could be a dog lover and die alone. I'm just being honest, because all this like, I had your kids and I'm not the same person I was. If you married a good guy, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just speaking on my behalf. I don't mind my woman getting a little larger. Just being honest, especially if it's going to the thighs. The yams is yamming for me. I appreciate the weight gain. I'm just gonna be honest. But guess what? Like I said, we can't get too far removed from who we were at the same time. Guess what can't change? Mentality. If you have the mentality, you can always get back, or at least you can stay in a threshold that's not beyond the normal of how you used to be. You feel me? You won't have to worry about being a Professor Clump or a Shamu. Or if you get really skinny, you possibly might have had an ailment, you got sick. You have to stay with your partner through that, because that is just some things happen. It is what it is. But we talking about weight gain, which is something more that is controllable. It's going to be about mentality. And depending on what type of guy you got. If you got a guy who's really gung-ho on you being a certain size, you might have to think about that, But if you with more of a regular guy, we not going to worry about you gaining a certain amount of weight because we still going to appreciate you. We going to probably be more simplistic, but you got to pick and choose that battle.
Yeah, and look, this what I was saying.
Need better communication.
It's not just about that.
Tell that man.
Can I switch before you like rile some more feathers, right?
It was your fault, actually. You did
it's cool, but because that's what I want to touch on. Because like the fact of the matter, look, it's not that. I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about from my perspective. It's just that's what I meant. But like, if it's health issues, if it's whatever, if it's understandable, cool. Because like I said, like what you do aside from your looks is what's gonna make me attracted to you, which is gonna make your looks not even like a factor.
And it's not always going to be health issues. It's just a woman getting older. There's that middle age weight gain. That's the, you know what I mean?
And what I'm saying,
there's that weight gain.
And what I'm saying is that we all took physical education in school for a reason, right? So if you can't do it for health reasons, great. But the thing is, though, we all took physical education for a reason, and that's no excuse for you to not. Like try to stay in somewhat of a shape. If that don't mean nothing but walking up and down the block or something.
That doesn't mean she's not trying. When you hit a certain age, that shit come rapidly, and it's like, what am I gonna do? You could be working out,
and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying.
It couldn't be a health issue.
And that's what I'm saying. Is a look, you could be working out, right?
Yep.
You could still be working out, and that's what I'm saying. That's where you've been a good person. You treat your man right. You doing this, that, and third. You that
to do with working out.
No. So wait. So I
got you're not listening. He's trying to equate that if you do all the other things, if you don't work out like that, your man is still going to appreciate you, and he not going to worry about your goddamn extra rolls that you might possibly have. That's what he's trying to say, but you keep cutting it off.
No, I can't. No, I can't. No. Y'all ain't gonna keep talking over me now, because I gotta land this plane now.
Just let me know.
What I'm trying to tell you is, look, what I'm trying to tell you is that all matters. When the fact of the matter, like, some females don't cook, right? Some females don't clean. If you cook and you clean and you getting bigger, like, that's a pass because in his eyes. That's what in his eyes, but a lot of females don't do that, and they don't do that, and then they getting bigger. And that's what I'm telling you. That's what's gonna make him look past the fact that you getting bigger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But even if you cook and you clean, I feel that you should be working out and not just say what you talking about. You talking about like if that's by natural, that by biology, if you got health issues, whatever. You're going to have you grew reaction. Up, whatever. That's cool. What I'm saying, but so if that is all in all, what you say is that's your reason for not working out, and that's all I ask for. I'm not asking for a supermodel. Exactly. I'm not asking for you to have this. Actually, I just had this conversation yesterday with her. I was like, yo, bro, it's almost like it's just being active. Just active. You don't have to be the next Cindy Crawford or who is the supermodel of the year right now. Whoever that is. You don't got to be Venus or Serena Williams. You know what I mean? But bro, just stay.
It's about mentality. It's all going to boil down to mentality. If you have the mentality, you're going to have the drive to still say, you know what? I know my man want to appreciate my booty looking a certain way or my legs looking a certain way. Let me just try and stay at it. He's going to try and provide a soft life outside of that to where you don't have as much. Like, here's the thing about it. If y'all got really busy lives, okay, it probably won't be a situation where you can work out like that. But guess what? You can still control what goes into your mouth. Little things you can still control. He has to control things, and it's not our fault that us as guys, we have testosterone. So a lot of guys are already going to be somewhat in shape and not get too outside of it. Even though in the United States we have the highest obesity rates, still when you look at women and men, we have testosterone which somewhat controls that. On the woman's side, they can blow up a lot easier. I get it.
Why is this expectation placed amongst women when the men aren't doing anything?
What? Because that's your expectation.
Bellies and
is that your
50-50? It's 50-50 expectation.
The expectation is placed amongst women when we do the most. We childbear, we clean. There are some that don't cook and clean.
Cool.
But there are a lot that do. So why is that expectation?
But you understood that since you've been born though.
You want me to go to work, work
Right.
a full-time job,
Right.
come home,
Y'all want to equal
cook,
rights.
clean,
You all right?
and you just go to work and you come home.
We got equal rights because of the war, you numb nuts.
No, what
You
I'm
do the
no,
bare
what I'm saying. No,
minimum.
it's like she wants a reward
It's
because
not
she
you
goes to work.
because you just go to work. That's all you do.
Wait,
You go to
you
work.
to work.
Hold on. Wait,
That's
The
wait.
sad part is that, ma'am, you can choose what type of lifestyle you want to be in. We live in equality. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to choose the life of being a mom with a husband that loves and cares about you, who's trying to make sure that you have somewhat of a burden lifted off of you. You can just stay single, move like a guy if you want. You can choose that road, pay your own bills, take care of all your own responsibilities, possibly still have a child, be a single mom. If you want that life, it's there for you to choose.
Wait, what Harpo, hold on. What Harpo's talking about is the gender roles that have been placed on us before we all were
But
born.
there's no gender roles now because y'all are like the
Because
women.
women want equal rights.
Damn,
No.
is that a shit?
Y'all are like the women.
No, women want equal rights.
Put that shit on.
Do you remember why the women wanted equal rights?
Yeah.
Because they wasn't getting paid to do the same job that men
Because
were
the
doing.
men
It was
went
for
to
women.
war.
Yeah,
That's
and they
why
was doing the jobs that the men were doing in the factories. And I'm not
Yes.
complaining about that. He's just talking about
Y'all
gender
want
roles
credit.
as far as
We're
in a
crediting you.
relationship. We're not talking about corporate America. That's a whole nother. We're not talking about that. Women deserve equal rights in corporate America. They deserve equal pay. They deserve to be hedge fund CEOs in every position that a man could be. We're not talking about that.
I was saying,
women deserve all of that good shit that men have been
flip it on me.
been getting for years. We're not talking about that. That's not what he's talking about.
Get back to the root of it.
You
Like,
can get equality, but you better deal with the equal consequences of said equality.
flip it on me, bro. Like, if me personally, it like, yo, I feel like you gotta like each and every one of y'all females, right? Y'all are turned on like physically by something, right? That's just the
Everyone
aspect
is.
of that's
That's
one
man and
aspect we're
woman.
talking about right now.
It's one aspect.
That's one aspect I'm talking about right now.
Okay.
So me personally, I feel like that's my responsibility to go out like once a like 2-3 times a week, go out there and get sweaty.
Put a
whatever.
work
9
in.
times out
Put
of
some
10,
work
that is
in.
not the case.
But
then
and
nine
let-
times out of
look,
10,
it's beyond, it's deeper than rap, bro. It's not just because of how you look, whatever. It's about health. Like,
Health
yeah,
as well.
But
it's
9 times out of 10, that is not the case. Men are not going out there, going to the
You
gym 2 or
can't
3
say
times a week.
all
Hold
men.
on. I'm not
Why do y'all
saying all
keep
men.
saying
I'm
all
saying
women and all men. Say
98%
some.
of men are not going
Some.
out there and going to the gym.
Show me
2
the
to 3
That's a
statistical
lie.
fact that says 98%. Pull it up on Google.
You know what?
Say some.
Hold on
But
one
let me-
second.
Gyms are, before she jump in and give her point, gyms are mainly filled up of men. I just went to the gym last night. It's always gonna be mainly guys, and guess what? You're gonna have women in there for sure. But you have a lot of guys that bring their girlfriends because they want to do, a couple workout sessions. But when it comes to people who really focus on lifting iron, it's going to be men. That's just something that we do. It's part of our biological makeup. Now, granted, every guy don't work out, but guess what? Guys also have something they can fall back on, which is testosterone. Some guys don't need to work out at all, and they still stay in shape. Have y'all ever seen those genetic outliers? You have that as well with women a lot of the time, but with men, we have testosterone. So sometimes us not eating blasey, we can just burn fat a little bit more different if we just have like a certain, skeletal makeup.
Go ahead. Let me let her speak.
For men and women.
So-
yeah. Let her talk. Let her talk.
For
Let
us,
me go ahead.
our equivalent is because you have to remember that men and women look at things differently. Now, then, not all
Men
women
are
look
very
at
visual,
things.
though. Men are
Yes,
visual.
they're very visual. At the same time, for women, we don't want to make our lives more difficult, and we don't want to make your life more difficult. So if you're sitting there and you're smoking and you come home coughing up a lung every night,
Mhm.
that's annoying to us. That's not sexy to us. You know that you need to quit smoking,
Right.
but you
And
keep
that's in line
smoking.
with what I'm talking about.
That is a problem for us.
Type
You're
shit.
saying, so the equivalent is for us is a different scenario. We prefer, and you're correct about this, we do prefer health. Women prefer health. So if
Men too. That's
if
kind of
I'm
more that's what I'm
5'3",
leaning
but I'm
towards.
250 and I'm healthy,
But it's hand in hand.
it's okay with me. But if you were sitting there and you're going to work every day, yeah, you're happy, but you're having a beer every night, and I know that it's leading to health issues.
Or
You're smoking a cigar every night, and I know that it's leading to health issues. But I can't convince you to eat this broccoli and this salad just to help you out, to take some of the weight off. That's annoying right there because we can't explain that
Or-
part to you. The same way that y'all can't explain to me, all right, cool, you need to be in the gym because you gained too much weight or whatever the case may be.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. You pick the guy that's smoking. A guy, you ain't gonna just have him to be with no long-term relationship and he just start picking up these weird habits like smoking, random drinking and stuff. Granted, if he was a social drinker or whatnot or smoking when y'all first met, cool. But if he was a habitual one, you chose that. Secondly, she said that women are the ones that think about health the most. In our community, I'm gonna have to say the contrary. I think a lot of our women get our men sick. Just being honest, the way how we cook, all the grease and the oils, the doggone unhealthy baked foods, desserts and stuff like that a lot of our community make. I don't want to sit around here and say that women think about health, because I would say in today's age that the way most men eat off of how they women cook. So if they women is cooking them a lot of soul food that might be very unhealthy, guess what? He's gonna get unhealthy just because she like to cook. Yeah, boy, she's a cooker, but mentality is a little bit different when it comes down to that.
I think that's like if I feel like that's like a y'all reacting to a punch or something. Because listen, what I'm saying, it's not like that. And for me at least, for this male, I'm telling you, it's more or less for that the health reasons one, and the health goes hand in hand with how you're gonna look. If you like, yo, come on, if somebody's physically active, they stay in the gym. Yeah. I say stay in the gym. Out of 7 days, yo, you go 3-4 times, yeah, bro. That's great. We ain't trying to compete for the next triathlon. I mean, I'm sorry. I talk my hands, right? But
I'm a small person though. You can't just like go ahead and flip out and like. But listen,
hear me out because I'm on one. Well, listen, because I know a lot of people will like get like offended. That's just what it is. What it is. But it ain't about like so much your weight, your size, whatever. It's more like longevity. My family, your family. You might eat pork and spare ribs at night, yo. Your family, you might eat like you might be an herbivore. I mean, my family over here, we like this, and we believe that like, yo, hey, look, you eat right, and then in addition to you eating right, you should actually have a regimen. You working out right. You know what I mean, and then so that in and of itself, that would like give you a certain like body type. But even then, it's not even like, yo, I want you to look a certain way. I want you to go out here and get a ass job. I don't want you to go do that, bro. Like, I just stay active, bro. Because to be honest with you, I ain't even no big ass guy myself. Straight up.
Everybody has their own preference.
Sometimes too much ass is annoying. Sometimes the cheeks ain't always cheeking like we want them to be. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate some nice yams. But sometimes the yams is annoying. It's like, okay, they there, but it's just yams. See, once you get to a certain level, you start really seeing things for what they are. And some things ain't as serious as we make them to be. And it's not necessary. But I will say this, though. Women villainize men on a whole nother level. Women think that they're the ones that are worrying about health and wealth and things like that. That's not the case. I feel like in my life, I know more guys that focus on eating right opposed to the women that I see. Women kind of do whatever. They just, I want to eat this. They like eating experiences, but they don't like per se changing the habits in their life. A lot of women eat horrible. They eat worse than guys. And they eat more often than guys. A lot of women eat off emotions. But they'll point the finger and say that guys is the ones that don't care about. Bro, we got to do a real serious poll on that one.
They got their own preference, but my thing is
saying all in
my thing is that I think that a lot of women out here they take what we say as dudes as like take it in way too harshly, bro. Cause like I love my black women, right? But I be having so many conversations, bro. I had a conversation about I had a type and somebody was gassing my type apparently.
He going left, but we gonna let him. But we in the car with him. We in the car with him. Go ahead.
No,
we in the car with him. Go ahead, go left.
We're still there because we talking about y'all getting hurt when we talking about we just want y'all to like be physically active, and that goes hand in hand with having a body type. That's it.
Okay, maybe I need to say it in an accent. It's not that we're getting hurt over the fact that you're saying that we need to watch our weight. It's the fact that you're saying that if we don't watch our weight, then all of a sudden we are not as valuable as we were when we first started.
He didn't say that.
That's what I was saying about her.
Cleaning. He said if that's still happening at home, that's
an example though. Cooking and cleaning is just an example. It's just a small example.
He said she can get bigger.
That's a random example.
Things to keep them. Those are things that's going to.
I'm gonna be honest. My only legit problem has been the same thing I have said since the beginning of the show.
What?
You came in shooting shots at us. for no reason.
But that doesn't
You know,
mean that
no,
y'all
no, wait, no.
It wasn't that y'all personally though.
She's been quiet. I want to hear what she got to say, and I feel like she's been biting her tongue. So
I have been. The reason we hot right now and be honestly hot in relationships or on stuff like this, or even with the topic that you have the nerve to say what we need to be doing with our weight, I don't. And to come, I'm gonna be honest, at us, but
That's disrespectful.
You have 3 women here who objectively, we in some way, shape, or form take great care of ourselves.
And y'all look good. That is crazy. Why we not even talking about y'all. That's the crazy part.
But the thing is,
they look this.
Hold up, ma'am. Come on now. See, this is where things, we got to be real honest sometimes. These women, I'm not saying they look bad, but you can tell this woman eating a little bit extra at the table for sure. The one next to the next to the bald head guy, she also has been eating a little extra at the table. And then we got the other woman that's just skinny over there, who possibly, I don't know if she's eating at all. So just to swear and say, we don't know anything. You don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. So, but women will try and reinforce that as if they just doing the most.
Fine if you ask me.
But the thing is, you have 3 women on this couch, and you have a set of topics that you asked us, and then still for 4 separate topics chose to say negative things about women. And then backdoored and said, yeah, but I love black women. Both of us looked at each other like, whoo, can't tell today.
But
excuse
y'all,
me.
y'all say all men. He's not talking
we
about
We did not.
I'm
That's
following what
Nobody
she's saying.
said
the masses.
Nobody said on men.
What she's saying is basically that because you're
Of
talking
all
to
men.
women who actually care about that.
Wait, let's listen.
So because you're talking to women who actually care about that and who's not gonna let that go, who obviously haven't been letting go of that part of themselves, I guess it is a little bit like, what do you mean? Like, what do you saying?
This is the purpose of it, because these are opinions, right? A lot of times y'all want to hear these opinions from dudes, right? You know that, right?
We hear it all the time. Is what we just told you.
No,
that's exactly what we just told you.
So why y'all try to why try to run away from reality?
Because you are taking the opportunity, have invited us out here to have different perspectives on relationships in general, and then instead chose to just speak negatively about women. That you had the audacity to do that. And then only thing I asked you was, when you sat up here and bashed her when he was here, I said, when she wasn't here, I said, apologize to her.
Bash.
And then you turned around and kept it moving.
I'm glad we
wasn't even cool. That was not
some
cool.
women and some men, so everyone doesn't get offended.
No,
you said
I'm saying,
and I said, show
wasn't
me
cool.
the facts of it on Google.
I said she was
black shirt to the left of me or to the right of him, messy. Who did he bash? First of all, the man was possibly just being honest. Secondly, y'all on a podcast. It's good, tasteful discourse. Y'all have to come at each other's necks to get y'all points across, because a podcast and debating is about trying to get your point onto the subject at hand. So you got to be honest. But sometimes with these podcast settings, man, like I said, the women, they just can't really handle the honesty.
He was talking about her when she wasn't here
in the bathroom.
That wasn't bashing. That was just like
say some
banter.
Some men. Why is that so hard to just say? When you speak a fact and
he was talking directly about you.
But I'm talking about.
Was it about my physicality?
No, that you were in the.
No,
bathroom.
it was that you were.
I didn't, because I didn't start on
forever.
time.
Yeah,
because I took all the time.
And then I said, wait a minute.
And you know what? The beautiful part about it is, I'm not gonna do that. Because you know what? I could sit here and say 1,000,001 things about my lovely friend Hop over here. He's very great.
You know that though.
No, I was saying that you needed to thank you because he asked you at the last minute to come up here.
You know what I mean?
And
so it's okay.
He needed to thank
you.
We
just have different ways about us. We have different things about us. And what I really want to know, to just even, I'm not a big, you ain't even got to apologize, because it's okay. Because I'm going to get my sorry one way or another.
Because look.
Even if it's said or if it's done, I'm going to get my apology one way or another.
Yeah, I apologize for whatever it is, but I'm telling you, like, the nature of the podcast, this is not some stiff podcast, bro. If I'm going to say what I got to say, if I say something, a hit dog gonna holler. But I'm saying, like, if I'm talking and it says something that rub you the wrong way, that's cool. But I'm talking about my experiences in the world. But understand, you saying I'm bashing on negativity. Nah, bro, we just talking.
Panel of women that are this and that, and he's not talking about y'all.
I was just
and let y'all not talk about.
Yeah, I feel like
us.
a different question needs to be asked.
No, we got them right here.
Some women.
No, not that.
Say some. Don't say all.
You have this expectation about women.
Some men have this expectation.
A lot of men.
Say some. You have no statistical.
Men.
What it seems like maybe your expectation. What it seems like maybe your expectation because it's your point of view.
But you said it was your expectation.
Okay, so what's the question?
The both of you
said yours.
World
Why
record.
her finger's so red? The heavy one.
So how many men say they don't like big girls?
We said
Don't
your.
have those numbers.
You know who I
so
always
let's
see
just
married? I always see the big girls married and in good, healthy relationships with men who pay all the bills, who do everything for them. That's what I see. Not in a jealousy type of way, just saying.
For me, that's not even a conversation because like it's people out here that prefer big girls as people out here prefer petite women.
That's true.
And the key word is some.
Bro.
And
it's like,
stop saying all.
We been stopped saying all though.
Can I interject?
All right. Every time y'all say all, I'm gonna be like, some.
So, I went from 103 and I am now 150. This is the heaviest I've been besides being pregnant. I was 159 when I was pregnant. So I'm 9 pounds from being.
I don't even care about weight, yo.
Y'all do. This is what the conversation is about.
No, we don't.
That y'all care about weight.
No, we
so let's not say that.
I wait.
And getting sloppy.
I'm just being honest. This woman right here with the black shirt on, she said she was 109 and 159. I'm be honest. I'd rather her at the 159 mark, the 160 mark, opposed to 109. That sounds very small. To be at 160, I mean, yeah, you could tell she's been eating a little bit more, but it's still attractive to me. So I don't understand exactly what she's getting at. This is her own probably internal insecurities that she's spitting out right now.
Thank you. It ain't about weight.
Because you could be 200 and fine as a motherfucker and help. It's about being sloppy.
You didn't even let me finish.
Go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
It's not a conversation about weight. It's what I'm asking y'all. And what I'm asking everyone, this is not a conversation about weight.
Originally, I don't feel that it was about weight. I feel like it was more about the relationship. That's how I feel like we started, and I feel like we went left with it. We was all in the car, and we all went left with it. Yes.
Agreed.
At the same time, it is a big topic for us because we go through a lot of bodily changes and it affects us differently. Like, okay, we'll go ahead and use Harpo as an example because I feel like I'm gonna get my get back right now. Harpo has been an athlete his entire life. Okay, so now that he's not, not working out, but doing games every week, and in the gym every day because he gotta be, maybe he's not feeling the same, but it doesn't affect you the same way mentally as it affects us because when we was at 25, we was bing, bang, boom, god dang, ooh. Yeah, let me get that. Let me go back in the mirror before I leave the house because I just look so good.
Why you let yourself go then? Come on, man. Just as much as we got to control our bodies and our lives and decisions, you have to do the same. See, women like having all the authority but no responsibility. You can't have all that privilege and have no downside. You get a lot of privilege up front. Y'all got to think about that. At 18, y'all get a lot of privilege. So with that being said, you have to make sure that you make the right decisions with said privilege.
And then now it's like, I'm not ugly.
Now,
I don't look like that no more.
And that, no, I'm not discrediting that. I'm not going to disregard that because what you right there, you explaining is the POV of a female. And what I'm saying, as a dude, when I was younger, you think I don't want to go back to my body when I was younger? Yes, but also back then, it's two different planes right there. Back then, I wasn't making the moves I am right now. It was a
different lifestyle
type shit. So that because that body didn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? And with that's why I said it's great we having this conversation because first of all, the conversation is completely unscripted. That's what I was trying to say. If anybody get offended, I apologize, but it's great because this conversation was completely unscripted. So, but what I'm saying it's needed a conversation because you think that just because you feel the way you feel about your body and weight and all that, right? Dudes not gonna have their opinions about they females and females they look at, whatever. No, they still gonna have their opinions. My thing is you best get used to it, accustomed to it, so you know what it is versus saying, oh my God. No, just understand what it is. Just like a girl don't want to break, dude. You think that felt good when I first time I understood that? Like, bro, so she don't like me because I'm a good guy? No. I mean, but it don't.
Man, this brother spitting facts.
It will help me. It behoove me to understand that point of view. Even though some females ain't all about the bread, but you understand that is a big ass factor.
So this brother was spitting facts, man, and I think a lot of women get it twisted because a lot of guys lie to them. A lot of guys just want access, so they don't tell them the truth. You know, women usually only get told the truth. And you know what's funny? Even their daddies don't tell them the truth. So I can't say certain guys tell them the truth because their fathers lie to them as well. You have to be very honest with women, but I hate to say it. In this time of equality, that's why y'all getting the truth now. In the time of equality, we're explaining to y'all that, hey, they don't want the guys don't want the woman that's probably going to be doing the most, very rude, blatantly not taking care of herself, because the catch-22 with that is a lot of guys are dealing with average women and below average, and they're not complaining about their physicality. They might be thinking it, but they don't say it to her because they know what type of emotional roller coaster that's going to put their relationship into. But us as guys, we don't get no passes, which is how this brother was explaining just a second ago, as to when a chick disqualify you as a younger guy because you ain't got your stuff together. And we just talking about stuff together. We ain't talking about physicality because that still matters to the woman too. But let's say you ain't got your stuff together either. She's really rejecting you. And you get older, you're getting rejected instantly. There's certain guys don't get no passes. Females get so many, which is why they can't even deal with the little bit of critiques that we give them. And this wasn't even a real critique. They were speaking about a woman getting out of shape. And now that out of shape can matter at different times. You know, after childbirth, that's understandable. Health issues is understandable. But we talking about people that blatantly just let themselves go and expect the world still. Guys don't get that type of a pass. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of guys, we don't ask that much from y'all, from the women on a physical standpoint. I said, myself, I still like a woman if she gained weight. She ain't gotta be perfect. That's just me being real. I'm not going to expect perfection, but one thing I do like to expect, if I can get this, is gonna be mentality, because you can't change mentality. Mentality will shape you and grow you until you will reach a spot. You might not hit the stars. No, shoot for the moon. You might not hit the moon, but you'll land amongst the stars. That's how mentality gets you. That's all around the board with men and women. If you keep the mentality, something good will come out of it. But if you sit right there and just avoid the reality, the consequences are gonna swallow you up. Then, so when now you looking back saying you just regretting everything that you should have did. You mad at the situation that you're not getting into, but the only person you can look back and blame is gonna be yourself. See, the biggest fight that we have to fight in our day-to-day battles, it's not your fellow man or woman next to you. No, it's you. You wake up in the morning, it's you. You're in the bathroom and looking in the mirror, it's you. You driving down the street, it's you. It's always gonna be you. Well, just remember that. People only got so much control over your own actions, but you have 100% ultimate control over your actions. Let me get y'all thoughts on this. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed the discourse. Like I said, I appreciate when the woman perspective is on there, but it'd be cool if they could just kind of handle it like the guys and just come back and, spit facts or just spit the rhetoric or whatnot that they feel. Instead, they meet it with guys as shaming them, just being bashful. That's like even the way how I react to this type of content. You got a lot of women that do not appreciate the way how I react, or just me reacting to women in general. I'm a guy that lives in society. I have to deal with women. Why can't I react to the responses that women say? I'm affected by it. I have daughters. It shouldn't matter. But they live in the fields before the reels, y'all. I'll make sure I have the channel linked in the description so y'all can check them out. Make sure y'all sub to their channel, support them as well for sure, because I definitely appreciate anybody who trying to be on the up and up on YouTube. Make sure y'all sub to their channel. That'd be great. If y'all get to the video, make sure y'all comment, hey, JayBReacts sent me here. That'd be dope. Make sure y'all like the video. Comment below. This is your guy, JayBReacts. And until next time, y'all, peace.